What is up, Internet Land? Zachamus Prime, aka Zachamus Prime, here with another Transformers third-party review. Today, the figure that we're taking a look at is the Fans Toys Phantasm. And this is the Fans Toys take on a Masterpiece style Mirage. And I think, all in all, I think it's fairly successful. We'll get into the details here in a little bit. But first I want to talk about the accessories. He does come with a blaster of some sort. And that has got a tab on the back of the handle that will plug into either hand. And we can take and open up the palm and slide that in and seat that all the way home and then crunch that in until it seats that tab the rest of the way, and there you go. Some sort of his blaster of some sort. And yeah, looks fairly good. Again, it's all, I mean, it's fully painted on the outside, but it's just all one shade of paint. There's no detailing or anything like that. The sculpt is decent enough. It's got a little function here for attaching into vehicle mode. We'll get to that when we get to vehicle mode. It also comes with an alternate head. And this head is almost identical to his first head. It's a little, well, I think I can see it better if we look at his head in silhouette. You'll see it's a little more like angular on the sides, slightly narrower. I'm not sure exactly which head is more cartoon accurate or comic accurate or show accurate or game accurate or however we're judging accuracy these days. But yeah, different styles for different people. Both of the faces that they come with are the same. He does come with two extra faces. A kind of happy talking face and a kind of sad talking face. And these honestly look like the theater masks that you see. Kind of. And yeah, that's pretty much it. He does come with this missile, which can come off from the little missile mount. Covered in very nice chrome, very nice fingerprint attracting chrome. It just fits on. It's got a little like ears here on that peg, so it wants to go on in a particular way. But yep, that's pretty much all you got. In terms of articulation, his head is on a like universal joint, so it swivels about and it looks up, not really any down. It looks up until his head clunks against the back of this thing here, so about that much. If this wasn't there, he'd look up all the way, but that is there. It's something that we got to deal with. It's got a hinge joint here at the shoulder, comes out for most of a tree pose. Bicep joint here, single joint for quite a bit of bend. He's got a ratcheted waist swivel. The hips are kind of on that MP44 style where the armor shoops in when his leg goes forwards and back. By which I mean forwards. Doesn't really go back much. You get a little side skirt here that comes out for, we'll give it to him, full Van Damme. He's got a thigh swivel here that is got that characteristic Fans Toy squeak. Single joint knee, which again has got quite a bend to it. It does have a rotation here below the knee. for transformation, but you know what? You can use it for posability if you really want to. Little bit of ankle rocker and not really any front and back on his foot. So, but all in all, I think that the sculpt on this guy is pretty good. He's got like several different shades of white. He's got this kind of pearlescent white here. And then he has this really bright white around here and on his face and knees and toes. Blue is it's sculpted in blue and then painted blue throughout. A little bit of white around his dick plate there. Some gunmetal grays and nice tampo printing and whatnot. This little roll bar here will come off with the slightest provocation, so be very mindful of that. He also has some evidence. There's also evidence some screw covers here, and on the inside of the arms and on the back of the shoulders here. Some of these do come out while handling. I almost lost this one for good, so keep that in mind as you handle your figure. But all in all, I mean, it's a, pretty clean robot mode, pretty thin, svelte figure to it. I think the proportions look good. I think the sculpt looks good. I think the paint looks good. It is what you often come to expect from Fans Toys in that it is a good-looking figure. And we're sure that the alt mode is going to look good as well. The real question is, how bad is the transformation going to be? And honestly, in this regard, I think that it's not too terribly bad. But let's get into that. So, for the transformation, we're going to start with the arms. So, first thing you want to do is you want to take this and kind of pop this panel out a little bit. And you want to be careful about that because this side of the panel moves, but this side of the panel doesn't come out. So this will fold over and then come back on itself to kind of bring that in. And then turn the hand. It doesn't matter which way you turn the hand, but you do want to turn the hand so that either the thumb is facing in or it's facing out. Then you want to kind of pull on this shoulder and push on the bicep so it comes out like that. And then this bicep is on a double hinge, which you can kind of shoop into there. And then recollapse this. We do want to take, before I get too deep into that, we do want to take this and bend it like so. At least I think that's the right way to do it. If not, I will start this video all over again and do it again. So we're going to do this all the same stuff to this other hand. So pop out this panel here, collapse this all in, turn the arm, turn the bicep, pull up this panel and yank that out. This one wants to stay a little bit harder than the other arm. There we go. Double hinge that in. And there's the arms pretty much ready to go. We want to take the legs rotated around at the waist. And then we want to take this backpack section and pull it back. And in fact, I forgot to mention, real quick before I get too far, He also comes with an ab crunch. Or, no, that's just for transformation? Well, that's kind of a bummer. I thought that he had a dedicated ab crunch, but no, that's just for transformation. When you transform it, you want to kind of rock that ab crunch a little bit so that you can tuck this panel back behind his dick plate. But apparently it's not really an ab crunch. My bad. I thought I was messing with it and it was an ab crunch. I don't know. What is? So right along here, the section between this white part and this blue part, you want to kind of separate that. And bring this out. Actually, before I do that, let's take these parts here and fold them out. There, they were getting in my way. Now we can fold these all the way out. And then take and swing this, let's rotate his head all the way around. That'll make this all fit together better. Plus, you won't see his head from the underside. I mean, you'll see the back of his head, but not the front of his head. And then we'll open this up. As this opens up, this little chest plate is going to push out the tires. We can take these and kind of clip them into place and be really careful because I feel like this particular move is like precision engineered to chip paint. So bring that around his head, fold these tires all the way out. This guy here is going to flip this little panel out. Come on, you gonna flip out or what? There we go. This little panel, this little tab here is gonna flip in. And then this tab is gonna fit into that slot right there. And then the idea with this, and this is a stupid idea, because I'm good at giving advice, I will tell you to simply remove this chrome missile before transforming. Because I'm terrible at taking advice, I'm going to do it anyhow, just to show you how it is done. But I will tell you, it is far easier if you take the chrome missile out. So this is going to come around and then up, and you kind of want to pull back on this little double joint right here so that the missile is back pretty dang far. And then you can like tuck it into this hole that goes through his waist into his dick plate. And while it's mostly in, then you want to push it all the way in and then push this all the way home like so. And then these are just going to come back up. And the arms are going to come down. And I suppose if you really want to, you can make things slightly easier. You kind of bring the arms part way in before you bring these panels up. Alrighty, now we're starting to get somewhere. We got the front half of it done. So now what we want to do is we want to turn the thighs in like so, but then bend these back out like so. And then there's a weird kind of process that goes on here. So you want to open up this kneecap, pull out this side panel here, which is on double hinge, flip out that tire. You've got this panel right here that needs to come open. I'm trying to remember what clever way I did it before. I may just brute force this. Stick it in from underneath. And then you open up this whole section here. So now this section is going to fold forward like that. And then you want to take the foot and rotate it now. You want to take this panel that you've folded out of the way, fold it back in the way, bring the toe all the way up, swing this all the way around, and now bring this panel back up out of the way. So the panel was in the way, then you take it out of the way, then you put it back in the way, and then you take it out of the way again. Yes, simple, simple. Then kind of combiner wars this down. And then this guy is going to tuck in back behind where that tire is. And then you've got this little tab with a notch in it. That tab is going to tuck into this panel here. And you want to be, fairly sincere about that. You want to do it with intention, I guess, is what I was trying to say. That's a terrible way to say it, but, I said it that way, so. And then just basically do the same for the other side. So, let's see if I can just pull this apart with that panel in the way. Yeah? No? No. Spudger. I think that Fans Toys figures should come with a spudger. The spudger is so useful in dealing with Fans Toys figures that it should just be a standard accessory. I'm sure somebody makes spudgers. Somebody in China makes spudgers for like, half a cent each or something like that. I'm sure of it. Take this, bring this up and around. Put the panel back in the way. Move the toe. Take the panel back out of the way. Make sure that this comes up underneath the kneecap, and then this panel will tuck into there. And then before you get too much farther on this, you want to kind of sneak into here with your spudger and open up. There's a little panel on the knee, and you want to open that up, and then that's going to tab into the wheel, essentially. So come back in, pull out that little tab, plug it all in, and then give it a good squeeze to tab in the spoiler in this section here. Then you want to take these guys, smush them together. On these panels here, there's a tab that goes underneath, and then there's a tab that goes over. So you want to tuck the tab that goes underneath, and then you kind of like squish this to get that tab to go on the outside. And that one doesn't always like to go for me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. Fold this panel down, and make sure that it tabs in there. Fold that panel down, fold this panel down. And there you have Mirage in his, Phantasm in his vehicle mode. And again, this vehicle mode looks very nice. As far as transformations go, this one doesn't make me want to like unsubscribe from life. Like it's very pleasant for a Fans Toys transformation. Fans Toys has got a reputation for having just the most shit transformations you can think of, and this one is not shit. So I think starting at about Warpath is when they started not having awful transformations. And I approve so much. But yeah, he rolls fairly well, actually. You can take this guy here and fold that in, and then like this will tuck in on the spoiler. It looks dumb as fuck, but you can do it. Maybe it's supposed to go right in between, in the middle. I see the like tiniest of little divots right in between the spoiler halves. Doesn't look any better. That's dumb. Yeah, I just did all this work for nothing because it just looks dumb. But yeah. Nice rubber tires. Good tampo printing on the sides. The chrome looks nice. The silver paint looks nice. A little bit of transparent blue. I believe that's the only piece of transparent plastic on the entire figure. So kind of interesting. No, actual seat to speak of, though you do have a pretty visible steering wheel. Side view mirrors that are not picked out in silver or anything like that, but it's fine. Rubber tires, I think I mentioned that before. Nice chrome on the rims. So yeah, it's a good looking vehicle mode to go with a good looking robot mode and a pretty decent transformation. If it wasn't for the atrocious price point of basically anything with the name Fans Toys on it, I could really say that it's amazing. As it is, if I was buying for my collection, I would probably not have gotten this because I would have gotten the transform element some time ago and kept it. I think that the transform element is just as nice as this. Maybe not in the paint apps, but in terms of articulation and detail and proportions and alt mode, I think they all look pretty good on that figure as well. So I don't know. I guess to really make that comparison, I'd have to put them side by side, and I don't have that. Just going off of from the last time I saw it, I think that was a really good option. But some people, you just got to have the Fans Toys because the Fans Toys fanboys are a real thing. And for that one, I would say you don't need my recommendation. You're going to get it already. But thanks, everybody, for watching. You guys are fantastic. Everybody stay awesome and be good to each other. See ya.